The 5 main steps that you have to know before you start your research are: Step 1. Define your problem. What is the problem that you will focus on in your research? Remember, the problem should be big enough to attract the attention. Step 2. Specify your research question and objectives. What is your research question? Remember, your question or questions should be specific and could be answered. Step 3. Put a design to your study. How will you design your study in order to answer your question? Remember, your design will depend on the budget, the resources, the skills, and the time you have. Step 4. Collect your data. What are the types of data you will collect? How will you collect your data? Remember, the more accurate your data are, the more original your answer will be. Step 5. Analyze and interpret your data. How will you describe your data? What are the statistic tests you will choose to analyze your data? Remember, to answer your question and to prove your hypothesis you should use the right statistic tests. Step 6. Present your results. How will you disseminate your results? Remember, by talking, showing or writing, you will add to the existing knowledge. What will be your next step? You will have to raise your fund to answer your next question. Remember, one study is not sufficient to give whole answers to solve your problem. There will be always a new question that need an answer and a money to do the study. As a researcher, you will need to have certain skills. First, you need to search for accurate evidences. Here I would like to ask you, what is your strategy to find and to check your evidence? Second, you need to build up your question and hypothesis. What are the characters of the good scientific research question? What do you need to write your questions and hypothesis? Third, you need to design your study. What are the material, methods, and technical skills you will need? What are the ethics of different study design? Fourth, you will need to collect your data. What are the types of data? What are the advantage and disadvantage of each type? How will you collect your data? From where will you collect your data? How will you store your data? How will you analyze your data? Fifth, you need to disseminate your results. What do you need to write a scientific paper? What are the differences between scientific paper and poster? What are the types of scientific papers? Where and how to submit your paper or poster? Sixth, you need money to do your study. How can you raise your fund? In addition to the previous skills, there are 4 general skills, which are critical thinking, leadership, management, and communication skills. Today we will focus only on where and how to search for evidence. First, you should know that there are differences between popular magazine and scholarly article. Popular magazine is meant for entertainment or informational purposes. Authors are usually professional writers, but not experts in any particular scholarly field. Magazines will include lots of photographs and advertisements. Scholarly article is a scholarly journal, has a narrow subject focus. The articles are written by experts in the field who are conducting original research, or writing reviews or essays, and the articles are often reviewed by the author's peers. Articles in scholarly journals may include bibliographies, citations to books and articles, and abstracts, short summaries of the article. Scholarly journals usually have a serious look, including few if any ads or pictures. They may, however, include graphs, charts, or diagrams. Scholarly journals are usually available only by subscription. Remember that gray literature can be used to describe publications which contain key elements of both popular magazines and scholarly journals. These publications usually include advertisements, news reports, brief articles, and photographs, and may be published by large commercial publishers. Where to search for scholar articles? There are 2 main sources for evidences, a Google Scholar Engine and PubMed academic database. Many studies compared Google Scholar and PubMed. Today we will focus on 4 main differences. First, the update in Google Scholar is within 1 to 2 weeks, meanwhile PubMed keeps update within months or weeks. Second, the searching results in Google Scholar is limited to the first 1,000, but in PubMed you can find that searching results could exceed 5,000. Third, most of the topics in Scholar are unrelated, meanwhile in PubMed the searching results are almost related to the topic. Fourth, in comparison to PubMed, there are limited search facility in Google Scholar. In this video we want to focus mainly on PubMed and how to improve your search. To improve your search you have to structure the question, know the concepts and know the keywords. Know the basic structure of PubMed database. How to use Boolean logic. And how to use field tag. Today we will talk about the PubMed structure. The first 3 things that you have to choose when you use PubMed are: 1. The type of database you want to search. 2. The keywords you want to use when you search PubMed. 3. And if you want to add a specific item to your search you can use advanced search. Let's see what will happen if I use vitamin D and cancer as my keyword in PubMed database. I found 10,509 research article which I can first choose how they appear, either as an abstract or just title to read. Second, I can filter my results. As you can see I have 10,509 which are too much to read, so I have to focus on the type of article that I need. Do I need review or experimental or observation study? Do I need study? So I can choose the type of articles. I can choose studies on human or animals. I can choose old study or recent study. And I can choose free access studies. At the end I can send a copy of my searching results list to anyone. Now let's see what will happen if I choose one article from the list. What will I find? Well, as you can see there are a lot of informations. You can see the journal details, the author's information, the title of the article, the abstract that contain a brief description of the study, similar articles to chosen one, and an access to full text article. The link to full article will direct us to the site where article is published. And we have 2 main probability. If the article is free you can find full article and you can even download a free version of it. Unfortunately this is not the case always. Sometime the article does not have a free access, therefore, you need to pay in order to read the article unless you have an access to your article through your institute. So to summarize what we talked about today. First, the main 5 steps to do research. Second, the essential 10 skills you need to be a researcher. Third, the definition of Scholar article. Fourth, the 4 main differences between Google Scholar and PubMed. Fifth, the structure of PubMed database.